So like I feel especially like for wrestling and the commercialization of it, I very much like I treat it as like I do with like MMA, boxing, stuff like that. Like you'll you know what I mean? Like let's take UFC for example. UFC had a pay-per-view last night. And I turned it off within maybe first fight happened. I saw Kevin Holland choke out Vicente Luque. Saw him go right up to Trump, and I left. I was like, I was like, this gonna go to sleep. No point, right? And there used to be a time in MMA where like we had the option, like, all right, you don't want to see something on UFC, I'm just gonna switch to Bellator. I'm gonna switch to like a local promotion. Same thing with boxing. You know what I mean? Like one of the biggest complaints there used to be when it came to boxing was, oh, this main event has ripped me off. You know what I mean? Like a Pacquiao, Mayweather. And I very much used to be like, oh, that's all good. Like I watched a great undercard. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got my money fulfilled. Like, but not everybody watches boxing that way. Not everybody watches MMA that way. Not everybody watches pro wrestling that way. Right. I've gotten to a point now, like, do the commercial things bother me in wrestling? Slightly, right? I think it was absolutely ridiculous having a fireball ladder. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that shit was so like show was stupid. You know what I mean? But like you said, like I'm used to seeing sponsors on the mat. I'm used to seeing sponsors on the turnbuckle, right? I've seen this report that there will be sponsors on the talent's gear.
Oh no!
And
I
think
we can't do that.
It's basketball, dog.
We can't do that.
I think that's wild.
Yo, what? What is this? The NBA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, yo, is this the
Hey,
Premier League?
The way you listen,
I haven't heard that yet. By the way, can you tell? I haven't heard that.
That's
That's been a report that came out today.
I'm not going to consider that. I'm not consider that because Brock already did that. Brock did it.
That made sense, though. Yes,
that was
sense for Brock.
Yes,
but Brock is like an MMA fighter.
But CM Punk brought that up first before even Brock. Now that was CM Punk's idea. CM Punk wanted that first.
But okay, so here's the thing, right? If they do put the logo on the talent's gear, right? Does the talent get compensated for that?
They would have
to. Of course, they have to.
They would have to.
I feel like I don't mean to cut you off on. I feel what you're saying right? But we talking about the same company that was banning Twitch, like the people, like wrestlers own Twitch channels under their own names that they were making money from. They were blocking them. You know what I mean?
Look at the regime that was under at that particular time. I think they can do that more now. That's why I say it's a catch-22 with that. Like we was all for that. Now we seeing it with, and we using Jake Paul as